In some ways, improving your eyesight is a bit like going on a diet. Hi, I'm Jem, and I'm following Jake Steiner's End-to-Myopia method to get back to 20/20 vision and life without glasses. It's all based on science, not magic, and if you want some more information, I'll pop some links in the description down below. So I'm gonna start this video with a trigger warning. I am going to talk about intentional weight loss. All in a healthy way, but if this is a topic that is triggering for you, then maybe you'd like to choose a different one of my videos. Most of us at some point in our lives have gone on a diet. Perhaps you've gone on one of those really hideously unhealthy diets. Maybe you've just tried to improve your relationship with food. Either way, there are some psychological things which have quite a similarity to what you experience on an end myopia journey. The first thing is that when you're trying to lose weight, you'll probably be eating less food, or at least different food, and you'll probably be trying to exercise more or include more movement into your lifestyle. For end myopia, that equates with trying to get less close-up time and more active focus. Just as when you're trying to lose weight, you'll probably be trying to cut back on that junk food that you're intaking. It's the same with your eyesight. You need to cut back on the rubbish. And unfortunately for our eyes, screens are junk food. They're the worst kind of close-up time, and unfortunately, they're also the way the majority of us spend the majority of our waking time. And just as we try to move our bodies more, maybe take some exercise up or try and just get our step count up, the equivalent for our eyes is active focus. That is intentionally using the part of our body that we are trying to make healthy. The second similarity I want to point out is the delayed gratification. Up front, you have to put in the effort first before you see any sort of results. The thing is, a few days of effort feels like a humongous input from you, but it doesn't really do a lot to changing the scale or changing those centimeter measurements. Yet, it's too easy to say, oh, this isn't working, and just give up. Both intentional weight loss and intentional myopia loss requires a certain sense of belief, so that even when at the beginning you're putting in the effort and not yet seeing the results, you have enough faith to keep going until eventually what you're doing starts to affect your body. They're both slow processes. Alas, if you're gonna do these things right, either of them, either weight loss or myopia loss, then it's gonna be slow. Quick fixes are not long-term sustainable. Number 3 is that one good meal does not equal progress. Just as when you're trying to lose weight, having one salad or even a day's worth of just salad isn't going to magically make you drop the pounds. It's the same for myopia. One day of good habits is not going to yield the results you're looking for. It might take care of some ciliary spasm, just as eating well for a day might take care of some bloating, but overall it's not enough. But that is exactly the kind of behavior that if you do day after day after day, will get you results. It's all about balance as well. Just as if you have a salad for lunch, you're doing well, but if you then come home and think, well, I had a salad for lunch, so for dinner I'll probably have takeaway. Any good work that you did at lunch, you've just undone. And it's the same for end myopia. If you do some really great habits during your day and then you come home and you think, well, I've done a pretty good job today, so I guess I'll just scroll for 2 hours on my phone before bed, you're undoing all the good work that you did during the day. You need to be able to keep the scales tipped in the direction that you need them to go and not keep balancing it out back to even every single day, or worse, balancing it back to the direction you don't want to go. The fourth similarity is fluctuations. If you've seen people who keep graphs of their progress, you'll notice that it should be going down over time, whether we're talking about weight or diopters. Obviously, not everyone's weight should be going down over time, just those people who have intentionally decided for that to happen. Same for diopters, actually. I mean, if you don't have any eye issues, you probably don't want your glasses diopters to be going down over time, because that would be meaning that, yeah. Anyway, we want our progress to be a steady decline either in weight if you're trying to lose weight, or correction for your eyes if you were trying to get back to 20/20 vision. But in both cases, you'll notice that the graph is not smooth. It is bumpy. It's not always every single week, every single day. You've lost some. It'll bounce around and you have to be able to weather that and ride those little bumps and not let those fluctuations affect your dedication to the process. And only by ignoring those bumps and just riding through them will you eventually make it to the overall downward trajectory that you're after. If you see that the scale or the centimeter measurements go up, you can't let that discourage you. You can't let that send you spitting, send you back to the bag of crisps or to scrolling through social media. You have to be able to see those numbers go the opposite direction to the way you want and be able to know that things are still fine, that things are still going exactly as they're meant to be going, and all you need to do is keep on keeping on. So don't be put off, don't be discouraged by those ups and downs, those little fluctuations, or even by plateaus, which can happen again in weight loss or in end myopia. And in both situations, maybe the solution is just to weather that and keep going and eventually it'll fix itself, or maybe you need to shake things up a bit. Try doing something slightly different. See if anything that you're doing is undermining progress. There's also the honeymoon period in both of these processes, where at the beginning you're all motivation, all go, yes, 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 I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do all the things right. I'm gonna make it work. I can do this. I have all the willpower in the world that I could possibly need, and it's gonna be wonderful. And to begin with, it is, and you do, and it's great. But it takes a lot of energy to maintain that kind of willpower and discipline. And our energy levels fluctuate during a day, during a month, during a year. So sometimes you're gonna have more energy for this than at others, and you can't let those times when your energy levels are low, you don't have the self-discipline and the willpower to dedicate to it at that moment, to allow you to give up. You might just need to take it easy for a while and not put in so much effort, although not go back to the hideous habits that you've learned now are really bad. But to find a nice holding position where you're not pushing yourself too hard, but you're also not letting yourself slip back. And that is actually the beauty of this end myopia method, because it's not relying on you doing eye exercises for half an hour a day, every day, which you will lose motivation for sooner or later. With the end myopia method, you're wearing reduced strength lenses. You don't have to do anything in order to wear these reduced strength lenses day after day, except put them on your face. Of course, active focus takes some effort and some intentionality, and also not doing those bad screen habits. But at least the reduced correction, you can do that even when your motivation is low, which is really helpful. You can also swap to your differentials or no glasses if your myopia is that low, even when you've lost your discipline and willpower. These are habits that you can continue to use even when you're not really feeling it. In this, end myopia is actually easier than weight loss. Next, for both situations, you need to not just have a short term, I'll do it this way until things are better and then I'll go back to my old way of doing things. For both situations, you need to be finding a new normal, and a new normal that you can actually enjoy, a whole new lifestyle which you can see yourself living with for the rest of your life. We all know that if you change your habits for a few months, you can lose some weight, but then if when you reach your goal weight, you go back to your old habits, you're gonna put it all back on. And it's the same with end myopia. If you do great habits until you get back to 20/20 vision, and then you're like, great, now I have fine eyesight and I can get back to scrolling on my phone for hours, hurrah! We all know what's gonna happen, hey? Just as to change your weight, you need to change your relationship with food. In order to change your eyesight, you need to change your relationship with your eyes, with visual stimulus, with screens, just with what you feed your eyes, really. So you need to be able to discover a new way of living that doesn't have the same results as what you've been having. Whether that is discovering that vegetables are delicious, or whether that's discovering that actually there are other things to look at besides screens. It's a similar process. And in both processes, you discover that it's not just the goal that is life-giving. It's not just losing weight and having a lower number on that scale, which is the sole benefit of trying to be healthier. You discover the joy lies in the simple act of moving your body more, maybe taking up a sport and you decide you really enjoy it, of getting stronger, of learning how delicious different foods are. There is so much more to discover that is enjoyable in a weight loss journey than just being a different weight. And it's the same with end myopia. We start this because we don't want to wear glasses anymore. We want our vision back. But on the journey we discover, hey, maybe I've been living my life too much on screens. Look, there's a whole world out there. We might take up new hobbies that involve more distance vision, maybe a sport. I've taken up badminton recently. You might go on more walks and discover, hey, I really like being outside. The sunshine makes me happier. Both these journeys, we start because of a goal, a destination that we have in mind, and we discover so many treasures along the way. And finally, of course, patience. Lots and lots and lots of patience with the process and with ourselves. I'm gonna leave it there. If you think of any other similarities between weight loss and end myopia, or perhaps between end myopia and something else that you see as a parallel, please let me know. I'd love to chat about it. So thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And do hit that bell button to be notified every time I post, which is approximately on Thursdays. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Saturday this week. Oh dear, sorry. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye. Just as if you have a salad, it is really freaking hot in here. That's all I say these days. When you are going on a weight loss journey, oh, make it sound so pretty. It is so hot in here, I'm gonna be so gooey. I think I should open my window, I don't know. Oh, it's hot. So sweaty. I've tapen. Oh God, I'm sweating. Oh, babe. Oh God, I'm so sweaty. Oh, I don't like this at all.